Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 GMC Canyon Elevation. Huge shout out to Randy Marion GMC for providing this truck for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This Canyon is finished off in Rapids Metallic. MSRP is just over $42,000. Now this is powered by the 2.7 liter TurboMax inline 4-cylinder. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic. Pumps out 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. It's primarily rear-wheel drive, however this does have the 4-wheel drive system. Weighs in around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds with a top speed of 100 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 21.4 gallons. You'll expect to see 17 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 131.4 inches. Its overall length is 212.7. It has a width of 76.3, a height of 73.8, and with the factory 2-inch lift, ground clearance is just over 9.5 inches. Now as we move on to the exterior styling for this Elevation, this is more of a base trim level for the Canyon. Up front, you'll notice gloss black for the grille with the very large GMC logo. There's no forward camera for this model. With the grille, however, there's a lot of squared off designs, which give it a great look. Now you'll notice too, there's dual housings for all of the lighting. Headlights and high beams are in the lower section, and then the DRL and turn signal actually go to both of those housings, which is a neat design. This also has more of a high clearance design for the front bumper to give this a better approach angle. You can see a little bit more of that tire as well. There's tow hooks down below, and then some really neat lines coming down the hood as well. Now this also has the gloss black wheels. You'll notice too, plastic for the fender arches with GMC in the reflectors there. The Elevation badge is also in the lower section of the door. There's gloss black for the mirror caps, and then no sunroof for this model. This is the crew cab, so it does have the full 4 doors and then the shorter bed. Really nice proportions, especially with the lines flowing down it. And this also has somewhat of a high clearance exhaust tucked up underneath the bumper. You'll notice too, there's also a step within the bumper and a handle in the bed rail up top. So with the tailgate down, that makes it much easier to enter and exit. Now in back, you'll notice all of the logos. There's a backup camera, parking sensors as well, some LEDs for the lighting, and then with the factory hitch, this can tow up to 7,700 pounds, which is very impressive for this mid-sized truck. Now being the Elevation, the only controls on the key fob lock and unlock along with the panic or the horn control there. So no remote start for this model. As we work our way to the bed space now, there's no soft open for the tailgate, so you do have to open it yourself. You'll notice on the tailgate, there's also a ruler, so you can use that as needed. And then you do have a 2-tone design here. I'm not sure if the spray and bed liner is an option for this model or not, but you could do that if you needed to, and you have several tie-down hooks to attach any items that you have. It's also a very lightweight tailgate, so even though it doesn't have the soft open, it is still easy to open and close. Now as we work our way to the interior for this Elevation, there's some soft touch materials, a little bit of storage in that lower section there, and then this offers cloth seats. Now there is an adjustment for the headrest, so if you don't have backseat passengers, you can fold those down. And there's also interior storage. So if you grab on this handle, you do need 2 hands in order to do this. You can lift up the base of the seat, lock it into place, and now you have additional storage. You can easily lower it by unlocking it. There's no storage behind the seat, so it's nice that you have that for this smaller truck. And then once in the back, you have storage on that passenger side. There's an area for drinks, your phone in the middle, vents, and an auxiliary down below. And at 5'10", I have about 2 inches of headroom. So this is actually very comfortable. For a mid-sized truck, this is about what you would expect. I could ride around town. You might be able to fit in a car seat back here. It's going to be a little bit tight, but if you're not looking for a big vehicle, this is definitely something you can make work. There's also the manual sliding rear glass there. And then as we work our way up front, you do have this control that you can use to lock and unlock the vehicle. Now this also has lock and unlock on the interior. There's the window control, side mirror adjustments, and a little bit more storage. Now this also has manual front seats finished off in cloth. So you have all of those controls on the side and in the front to move the seat forwards and backwards. And then as we hop in, this has the leather trim steering wheel. On the back side, this still retains volume and tuning. So you have those adjustments, and it does have push start. So this does have the proximity key, which is nice and helpful. Now on the right side, you'll notice there's voice commands along with music. There's also some more Bluetooth controls, and this control right here will allow you to go through the digital gauge cluster. So currently it was on the map there. You can push on it where now you can pull up more of a traditional view with your miles per hour, tach, some other vitals there. And then you can get into more of an off-road setting. So you can look at your drift angle, basically the steering angle there. And if you're in two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, you have more of a clean view showing miles per hour, and then music, some trip information. You have another angle there, and then back to your Google Maps there. So it's nice that you can go through all of those depending on what you'd like to see. And this does have distance pacing. So you have your cruise control settings with the distance pacing, which is nice to see. There's only one stalk behind the steering wheel, so you have your turn signal along with some wiper blade adjustments as well. Now on the left, there's a trailer braking system, a dimmer switch for the gauges. There's one air vent, and then working our way to the infotainment system, you have a good bit to go through. You'll notice on the left side, this is all going to be fixed. Now on the upper left, you can quickly get into some of these controls here. Now with GMC, the headlight controls are within the screen. So you do have to go into your lights. You can basically just put them on auto and basically not have to adjust them, but you can get into them, including the cargo lights as well, which is definitely helpful. There's also drive and park, so you can get into some of those controls, and then the doors and windows too. And you'll notice a few others in that upper section. Now going down this left side, you can pair your phone, pull up map in full screen there. There's also music to get into, and then you have a split view. So you can look at some content within that, just depending on how you configure it. And then you can also get back into the icons here, where this does have a trailering icon. So if you do hook up a trailer, you can go through those guidances and assistances for that. You can even get into off-roading here, where you have several icons to pull up, your elevation, compass, terrain, that you can look at, PSI, pitch and roll. Pretty neat to be able to go through those depending on what you would like to see. Now underneath that, there's physical buttons for fan speed along with temperature, where you'd like the air to go. You have AC and defrosters too. Underneath that, there's vents. You can put all four windows down. You cannot put them back up, but it's nice on a hot day. You can simply push on that button to put them down. There's the engine start stop, hazards, lane keeping assist, and you have power for some of the auxiliary switches. There's also a few underneath that with some storage. And then when you put this into reverse, you have the backup camera. There's also a towing angle there and a down view there. So that way if you're backing up to a hitch, you can get another angle. There's also drive and then a low range gear where you can also shift with plus and minus. So especially if you're towing, that is going to be more beneficial. There's also the four-wheel drive selector. So just by twisting on this, you can go through the different driving modes, and it will adjust some of the four-wheel drive settings for you depending on the mode that you are in, which is nice. But of course you can push on them yourself with 2 high and 4 high along with auto there. E-brake is behind that. There's also cup holders along with a little bit of storage in the middle. You get more storage in the armrest along with the glove box. And then up top, there's the rear view, and then dome lights and some of the GMC safety controls. And then here's a look at visibility, where it's very easy to see. For a smaller truck, you definitely have a lot of glass in both directions. Setting off behind the wheel now for the GMC Canyon Elevation. This is the base trim level for the Canyon. So if you're not looking for extra bells and whistles, you don't want to go up to some of the higher trim levels, this is going to fit your budget. I think you still get a really nice interior. If you're looking for a mid-sized truck and you want something that you can use for its purposes, towing, using the bed, and you just want a basic truck, this is going to be a great option to go with. Now, a couple weeks ago, I drove the brother to this, the Chevrolet Colorado. I was in the ZR2, which is the top trim level, nearly identical to the AT4X for the Canyon. So it's nice that I can kind of go between both of them from fully loaded to the base here. And it's a great truck. Now, I own a mid-sized truck. I have a Toyota Tacoma, so this is a really good competitor to that truck. And it has a nice feel to it. It rides very nice with the factory lift on this as well. That makes it a lot more practical to take this off the pavement. So again, if you're using this for work purposes, maybe you're going off the pavement a lot, you can get that in this without going to the AT4 or the AT4X having the lift kit like that. You can get one in the base model here, and that just gives you a little bit more usability to get through some of those situations. Now, interestingly enough, with this Elevation, you do have 4-wheel drive, but it is basic 4-wheel drive. So there's only 4 high, really. There's no 4 low, there's no rear lockers, there's no front lockers like on the ZR2s or some of the AT4Xs. So it's basic 4-wheel drive if you're not really off-roading and you're going through some flat trails, basically, where you might spin and need the front wheels, but that's about it. So basic 4-wheel drive, if you're not planning to do any hardcore off-roading or anything like that, you at least have that. Or if you're pulling a boat out of a ramp or something, you have 4-wheel drive in some of those wetter conditions and things like that. Now, as far as the power goes for this, it definitely has a good bit of power for being a 4-cylinder turbo. I know that is something that a lot of people aren't really keen on with a lot of the mid-size trucks going towards this versus the naturally aspirated engines. But from my experience with my hybrid and my Tacoma, that is a 4-cylinder turbo, and I think it's been really great. These engines are going to be very reliable. They have plenty of power. I wouldn't really say that they strain much as far as towing. I use mine to tow 6,000 pounds, and it does it very well for a truck and for that type of engine. So with this being rated at 7,700 pounds, maybe 6,500 realistically, you could push that a little bit, but this is a vehicle that you can tow with as well. So while it's not the naturally aspirated engine, it's still going to be good for towing. Now, if you're towing anything more than that, realistically, you'd want to jump up to the Silverado or the Sierra, get a full-size truck that can tow a lot more. But if you're not towing some larger trailers, these trucks can do a great job with that. And it has a good bit of power to get up and move. So I like the torque that it has. I know I'm not punching this new vehicle today, but from my experience with my truck as well, having a little bit more torque than this, it's definitely something that feels a lot quicker. You get better throttle response as well. Now, there's only one on-road driving mode, which is normal, so there's no sport mode or anything. But with it in the low range gear from second gear, we'll give it a minor acceleration. Now, it's somewhat responsive. You are not really going to be using that on a daily basis. This is mainly for towing, for going off-road. If you need to hold a gear for those situations to get your momentum, or you just don't want it to shift if you have some weight on the back of it. So for normal day-to-day driving, you could use it, but that's not really its main focus. Now, this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the GMC Canyon. With this Elevation 2, you do have the adjustable steering wheel. It only, however, goes up and down, so it does not telescope, which is interesting to see, but you do have that adjustment if you need it. And at 5'10" up front, I have about 3 or 4 inches of headroom, and that is not with the seat all the way down. So you could be taller than me and still fit comfortably in this mid-sized truck. Your backseat passengers with legroom might be a little bit tight depending on how tall you are, but if you're not using the back seats all that often, this is a great truck. With my needs, I have a mid-sized truck like I mentioned. I don't need a full-size truck right now. So I know a lot of people comment about the price of mid-sized trucks and how expensive they are when you could get into a full-size truck, maybe a used full-size truck around this price point. It just depends on your needs. I have no need to jump up to a full-size. So for me and the mid-sized truck I have, this is perfect. Yes, it is small, but I don't have a lot of people in my truck often. And if I do have people in the back seat, it's really not for a long road trip or anything. It's around town and it's doable for point A to point B situations. So this is a perfect truck if you're not looking for a big truck. It's a lot easier to park and it's still very capable for towing, using the bed, and just being able to drive this and use it as a truck. So it just depends on your needs and what you're looking for. It's a good amount of space. And if you're fine with just a basic truck, you have a lot of nice options, a really nice interior too, and layout for this truck. So if you don't need all those fancy bells and whistles, you have everything laid out very nicely. You can pair your phone, go through your climates, and that's basically it. So it's a nice layout if you need the practicalities, but you're not looking for that AT4, AT4X, you know, with all the bells and whistles and something that can go off-road and have some more functions with the lockers and things like that. This is definitely a great option to go with. So that's going to wrap it up for the 2026 GMC Canyon Elevation. Once again, huge shout out to Randy Marion GMC. Take a look at their website, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.